Welcome to Renee Ricca Pilates and Gyrotonic Center. My name is Gabby Shafer. I'm a gyrotonic and gyrokinesis teacher, and I'm teaching also these G.A.L.A classes. We want to introduce you with those live stream classes to you, and also these breakdown classes that we will be teaching for you to do it in your own pace at home, to rewind it and coming back and get through all this learnings process. Since we are not able to come to the studio, we can have you the studio at your home. So I will share with you these G.A.L.A classes. This G.A.L.A is G for glutes, A for abdominals, L for legs, and A for arms. Although we work on those group of muscles and part of your body, I want you to share with me that you're working the body as a unit, as a whole unit, as an orchestra. So each instrument is part of the movement, and get creativity through that movement and put art into those movements. Forget of doing movements mechanically and start enjoying the art of movement. Here we are in lesson number 1 of G.A.L.A Sculpt class. We will need some weights. You can have 2 pounds or 3 pounds, not more heavy, because it's not about of lifting weight, it's about of movement healthy. So you want to get all the way in front of the mat. You want to slide the back leg, aligning your hip, knee, and toes. And you will bend that back knee, making sure that the front knee is not passing your toes. This is the good technique to get into that position. So again, you will slide that leg back, you will bend both knees, making sure your hip flexor is reaching front, you're reaching your knee down, you keep reaching your heel back. Now your arms are reaching down, and you will scoop those arms in front of you to parallel to the ground, and you want to make sure you're reaching through those fingertips, you are pressing those shoulders down and connecting those arms from your scapula, armpits, into your little pinky. Now from here, the movement will go, pressing the air down with your weight and lift it up, extending legs. And again, bending down and lift it up, and bending now and pressing, lift it, nice and tall. Keep growing up from the crown of your head, pressing those feet against the floor. And now you can stay down and do some pulsation, down with your hips. Soften those knees, don't put any pressure on your knees. And then you can stop down as low as you can and do some pulsation with your arms, keeping your shoulders down, head floating far from your shoulders. And then you lift it up. And we get ready to run it together. Now respecting all those techniques. Although sometimes some of the exercise will have a hard time for some issues, problems in your body, you can have some modifications. So instead of having this lunge position, you can step both legs into a hip width position, and you will scoop those arms in the same way, connecting the scapula or lats and all the way to your fingertip through that armpit, bending those knees and pressing and lift it. Make sure you're nice and tall with your spine, aligning those shoulders over your hips and hips into your heels and pressing. That can be your modification. Okay, let's run it together. Step in front, remember, slide that leg and go down while you lift those arms in 1, lifting 2 and up, and 3 and up, and 4 and up. Go 5 and lift, and 6 and lift, and 7 and lift, and 8, 2 more. Go 9 and lift, and 10, stay for pulse. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep tightening those abdominals that will connect those arms. 6 and legs. 9 and 10. Stay low, pulse, arms. And 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, press and lift, step together, and let's go to the other side. Get ready with me, align your hips, square hips, and bend and scooping arms in 1, and lift. Go 2, and lift, and 3, and lift. Go 4, and lift, and 5, and lift. Go each time deeper, and lift, and 7, and lift, and 8, and lift, and 9. Push those hip flexors in front. 10. Stay low, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, 9, 10. Hold it low, pulse arms, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press down, step together. That's the end of lesson 1. I hope you will enjoy it. Join us for the lesson number 2. Okay, let's get ready for lesson number 2 now. So this lesson number 2 will get a little bit more farther in your challenge from the first one, okay? So you will start at the same way as you did it before, with your weights, 2-pound weights, and with your mat, and stepping on the very front of your mat. You remember you slide that leg back as you did in the first lesson, making sure you align your hip with your knee and toes, and with the front knee that doesn't pass the toes, okay? Once you get into that position, you will go bicep curl with your arms while you lower that knee down. You will extend spiraling that from your rib cage. So you want to really lift and elongate that spine when you spiral. Then you will come back to the bicep curl, and like 2 hammers pressing down, you will push with your legs and connect those abdominals. Because these engage the dissociation of your hips staying in front and the spiraling of your rib cage towards the side, you have to really use those abdominals to get to do it successfully, and don't fall down. Bending in, hammer down, push those legs. So you are working, obviously, arms, legs, abdominal muscles, glutes, and checking balance. Reach those arms far, like an elastic band pushing from one side to another, coming back home, and pressing up. So that's the exercise of lesson number 2. We will get it running together. So come with me. On the edge of this mat, slide that back leg back, bend that knee, go deep down, and get into bicep curl. Now, spiraling to the opening, lengthen that spine and spiral from your rib cage, keeping your hip facing front. Bend those biceps curl here, and press and lift. And again, bending in, twist around. Don't try to do it fast. The intention is to get into all those movements. Bending down, bending elbows, knees. Spiral around, elongate it. Try to reach from the space above your head. And bring it back to center. Hammer down, lift it up, pushing those legs straight. Last set, bending in and spiral around. And coming, bending, and hammer, lift. Step together, and let's get ready to the other side. So you go on the other side, you slide that leg aligned, remember, bend both knees down, bend those biceps curl, and you will start opening and spiraling, keeping your hips square. Use those abdominals and press from the whole body. Remember, we are an orchestra. Bend and open and bend and press and lift. And inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and last one, and spiral lengthen, and bend, and up. Also in this exercise, you can do a modification. The modification will be doing with your feet together, and you will go same thing, bend, Same spiraling, keeping your hips square. Same bending back, and push your legs and arms together. So repeat it, bending elbows, knees bent, lengthen, spiral, open that, press in opposite directions with your arms, and bending back and push and hammer down. Thank you, and get ready now for lesson number 3. Here we are for lesson number 3 of the G.A.L.A scalp class. So in this section, we will go into kneeling position. We want to make sure that if you have any problem on your knees or you can't go kneeling, you have a piece of furniture like a chair or something at home that you can hold on and do the same exercise standing up. So let's start with kneeling. I want to keep with your 2 pounds weights. You will put one hand on your hips and the other leg will go to the side, like a Captain Morgan position. You will lift that arm up and you will try to shift a little bit to that kneeling leg, lift that rib cage out of your hips and go into side bend towards your knee. And knee to your elbow, elbow to your knee. You will be challenging balance. Also, if you want to challenge yourself more, what you can do is to reach with the opposite arm into the side and keep stretching that arm. And here we're working arm legs, pushing the ceiling, pushing the floor, and we are reaching into that side bend too, that you want to lift it, and we are obviously connecting everything through those abdominals to make sure you're not losing balance. All right, let's now show it the modification standing up. So the standing leg will go with the hand on the chair. You will rotate that side, you will lift that weight to the ceiling and go knee to your elbow, elbow to your knee and push it up and lift and down. Making sure you're lengthening that spine, making sure your supportive leg, it's standing leg, it's the one that it's working a lot to hold those balance and you're not leaning into the furniture. You don't want to have that. You want to push away, you have it for safety. And you press and lift, press and lift, and press and lift. Okay, let's run it together now. It's your chance to do it with me. So keep the kneeling position, put your hands on your hip, open Captain Morgan position, press that weight up towards the ceiling. Remember, the weight is pushing from that armpit to your armpit towards your fingertips and not through your shoulders, okay? So connect those arms to those abdominals too. Ready? We go for 10. Lift, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. We will repeat it with your arm, challenge with the arm. If you can't, keep the arm where it is. We go for 10 counts again, and remember to shift a little bit and bend more. Ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now get into your other leg kneeling, Captain Morgan with the other leg on the side, and remember to shift a little bit for balance to be able to lift that knee. Press the ceiling, ready, go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and press, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Ready with the arm on the side. Challenge yourself. If not, remember you keep it on the hips. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, last 2, last 1. And get ready for lesson number 3 that you would challenge even more. Welcome to lesson number 4. Here we are. We will show you how to do it in the correct technique and also to do some modifications in case it's too hard to do it that way, okay? So you're still in kneeling position as you finish in the lesson number 3. You want to reach front with your arms, slightly internal rotation, so your fingertips are reaching one towards the other. And you want to bend the back leg, knee reaching up. So make sure you're reaching that leg, reaching from your hip flexors to your knee and toes. And then you want to shift the weight of that body into the ground and kick that leg up. And coming back, pushing the floor into the Morgan, Captain Morgan, and do one of what we did in lesson number 3. Again, reach down and kick that leg up and coming back and Captain Morgan. And lean forward, kick, bend back into your kneeling and side. And again, forward, push the floor, bend in Captain Morgan and elbow to your knee. Modification comes in this direction. If you're not able to bend forward, you stay into all 4 points. And you will just kick that leg up without bending forward. And then you go to kneeling and go to the side and go. So kneeling into all 4 points kick and kneeling into Captain Morgan up to your elbow, knee to your elbow. Okay? Let's run it together. We will go then both sides. In front, fingertips in and kick it up and directly into the knee and elbow and directly into reaching down kick leg and directly Captain Morgan and go. And go 3, push, lift, and sideways, and 4, and side, and kick, and forward kick, sideways, elbow, knee, and last one, reach, and side, and back. Switch into the other knee. Captain Morgan, go into that position, kicking leg, lower chest, and side, and go. And go 2, and side, and go. And go 3, kicking leg straight. And remember, you kick that leg from your hip flexors, bend those elbows, and go. And give me one last time, reaching. Push the floor, tighten abdominal to hold that balance and rest. Thank you and join us for lesson number 5, coming next. Welcome to lesson number 5. Here we are with the weights again, 2 or 3 pounds weights. Both hands holding those weights. And I want you to go hip width apart into kneeling position. Don't go too wide, don't go too together, okay? So, this kneeling position, if it's very difficult for you, remember, you can always go into standing work, okay? In the standing work, you also are allowed to soften those knees and do the same exactly movement. Remember, your knees should be parallel to and aligned with your hips, knee, and feet, okay? Don't try to go either way, okay? Align, make sure your sit bones are down. Okay, so let's show it with the kneeling position. So, your toes will be down, pressing down. And you want to scoop those arms into the side, making sure they are parallel to the ground, not too high, not too low, in reaching out and expanding out of your back as if they were wings. Okay? They are attached to your spine, not to your shoulders. The movement of your arms will go very small circles, and every time you perform those circles, you want to keep reaching your fingers tips away from your armpits, okay? Don't get tired and just do it mechanically. Remember, we are working for the art of movement. So, hip width apart with your knees, aligned with your feet too. reaching arms like wings growing up from your spine. And we will add a bend, a hinge to the back. So to hinge back, you want to lift the same position of your spine. You don't want to bend that spine. You want to keep that lifted sternum like you're suspending from the ceiling, long neck, and coming back to your knees. If you're not able to lean back, you can also stay on your knees and do the exercise. So let's start 4 counts coming back and 4 reversing arms and coming forward. You will draw those circles back in 1. Go and 2, 3, and 4. Reverse arms in 1, coming back to your knees, and 3, arriving 4. Remember, you take those 4 counts to get from the front to the back, and also 4 counts, and 2, and 3, arrive and 4. Don't try to go in 1 and hold there in 4, okay? So take the whole 4 counts to go in one direction, you never stop moving, and then to coming back. Okay, let's do it together. Join me. Kneeling position, hip width. Make sure your hips is aligned with your knees and your knees with your feet. Reaching, scooping arms, pressing shoulders down, reaching with those fingertips, and start hinging in 4 counts, circling forward in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Forward, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Keep reaching more with those arms away from each other. 4, coming 5, 6, 7, 8. Last set. 2, 3, arriving 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Remember, you can do that standing and working those arms long, soften those knees, and do it without a hinge. Just circling those arms. It's a whole big exercise. Connecting those arms to your abdominals, connecting those arms to your spine and back, so they are wings and they are not hanging there or fighting against the exercise. Remember, we work all together. Thank you. Join us for our next lesson, lesson number 6. Okay, welcome to lesson number 6. We will stay in kneeling. This is a whole kneeling series, as you can appreciate, and very challenging. And again, remember, you can do that standing with the chair in case you can't kneel. Okay? So we will slowly get those knees aligned again with your hips and reach with this arm to the side. I will move a little bit to get into that mat. And you will elongate that leg out of your hips and lift it up. This arm will stay up, and you will just lower that leg and lift it in point feet and lift it. And this arm is like holding a building. So you want to really connect those arms to those abdominals and legs to those abdominals, and make sure you don't sink in that lower arm. You want to keep pushing the floor against with that arm. Now we will add arm to leg. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Now flex your feet. Flex, reach through that heel. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Stay there, and we will go pulse. Only leg towards that hand. Keep reaching that hand. Keep that long neck. Don't put any tension in your chest or in your shoulders or in your neck. Keep pulsing that leg. You will feel those glutes working. As the G.A.L.A says, start with G glutes. And 9 and 10. And come back to kneeling and switch to the other side. So, aligning knees to your hips and go to the other side. So, let's do it together, right? So, modifications, remember, standing leg, hold to that chair, and do exactly the same thing. First, you lift and lower that leg. You can lean a little bit. Now you're allowed to lean a little bit to that chair. And then you will do exactly with that leg and arm. First 5 in point, second 5 in flex. Okay? Let's go kneeling and run it with me. Kneeling position, let's go together. Breathe in a little bit. Don't forget to breathe in and out. And go into that side. Push against with that arm. Reach that long leg out of your hips. Align and open those collarbones. And reach that arm like holding a building with your hand, like Superwoman or Superman. And lift in 1. Lift and 2. And 3. Keep tightening those abdominals. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, arm and leg, point. 2, 3. Remember, you reach to the ceiling. Don't go overhead, okay? Because it's going to be too far with your arms and shoulder. And flex. And 2. And 3. And 4. Last 5. And switch to the other leg. Let's go. Hip width. Leaning, pushing the floor with that arm. Reaching that leg out of your hips. Lengthening that spine, holding that building like a Superman or Superwoman, and go. Only leg in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready with the arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and an extra flex. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and standing together. Thank you so much for joining in our G.A.L.A scalp classes. I hope you enjoy it. I really enjoy working with you, and we will see you soon in a full hour class. Thank you so much.